So people, right, let's have a look at an easier way to play, an easier way to swing, and an easier way to create consistency. This is step one. Basic, clear, and simple. You're going to get everyone on the path to playing some better golf. Your address position, being able to create shaft lean, and that consistency of strike. What we're looking at doing is get 60% of your weight on your lead leg, your left hip, over your left ankle. The shaft and the lead arm in one line. Now people, this is getting us really close to that little shift across through the wall. We get that 4 to 6 inches of lateral shift. So in your address position, you can get really close to your impact position, and we can get around 10 degrees of shaft lean here. We need 12 degrees. That's the tour average, 12 degrees of shaft lean. When we have shaft lean, we get ball ground contact. When we don't have shaft lean, we compromise our angle of attack. We're adding artificial loft, fat shots, thin shots. That's why when we get into this position, it's going to help so many of you hit more clean and consistent shots. Up against the wall, shaft and lead arm in one line. We're going to move through the wall, cover this ball, get shaft lean. Let's get further on into the video, start to understand some basic, clear, simple moves that improves everybody's ball striking. So guys, there's an easier way to swing. You get your eyes and your head directly over the golf ball at the top of the swing. It makes ball striking easier, right? Once we assemble ourselves more effectively, it's like a machine. It makes it easier, all right? Getting up to the top of your swing in a great position here. This is what we're going to look at. Now, for every 2 degrees of turn, you have 1 degree of tilt. And getting ourselves inside the PGA average here, the proven corridor where good ball strikers are. We've got to look at the facts sometimes. We've got to look at evidence-based material. Once we get inside this, you're going to become a better ball striker. Let's go through some feels now, how we can get ourselves in a bulletproof position that makes the downswing just so much easier. So guys, to make the downswing automatic, simply an automatic downswing, it's this position at the top here. So we're going to look at your shoulder plane. Just a basic couple of drills, get your shoulder plane perfect, and a move to get these wrists just slotted. Now, you've got your head and your eyes over the golf ball here on the left of the screen. You're going to get through the wall, which is going to give you shaft lean, and it's going to help you get compression. And this is where the great players are. Now, from the top, you can hit it from a position where it's literally easy, right? Where it's literally hard to make mistakes, or you can hit it from a position where it's literally impossible to become consistent. Right, to become a good ball striker, get shaft lean and control your direction. What we need is just some basic steps, right, to assemble our swings much more efficiently and correctly at the top. So guys, just creating a great backswing, it just makes your swing and your downswing is so much easier and just so much more consistent. So let's go through a couple of basic clear things here so that we can understand what we need to practice and feel and understand the golf swing a little bit, right? So if I take my address position here, my shoulder plane at the top would be a 40-degree angle. That would point 1 yard over the golf ball. Right, so that's your PGA average, keeping your shoulder down under your chin. And by just like, there's a simple way there. You can just put the club on your shoulders and turn to the top and point it 1 yard over. The important thing there, the important message to get across is when you get your lead arm positioned either on that shoulder plane, slightly above it if that's what you like, or slightly underneath it, you're in a corridor here, people, that makes the downswing just so much easier. You're connected to your power source. Once we get the wrist alignments just perfect there, you're in a place with this address position, you're staying centered. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So people, right, wrist alignments, getting the wrist alignments correct. This is just basic, clear, but it's gold, this stuff, right? This is what sets up your downswing planes and gets your swing just moving so efficiently. Bullseye pointed down and bullseye pointed away. Now, when I do that, when the bullseye's pointed down, look at my right hand, look at the angle. Now, when the bullseye points a little up, see my right wrist got no angle in it. If you've got no angle in it, you're going to flip. You want to get this angle in this right wrist. It's going to help you cover that ball, get shaft lean. It does a number of different things, this right wrist. Bullseye pointed away. See my lead wrist, how flat that is. When the more the hand points away from me, the more this lead wrist moves into a flexed position. Now, the important message here to get across is building up angle as a speed accumulator in this wrist. It helps shallow the plane. It keeps the club head behind the hands. It keeps the club head pointed down. We don't need to flip it then, right? People are all opening up this face, coming down, so many amateurs, they don't know what they're doing. They're flipping it. So take the club away, my side 11, your side 1. Get this right hand to point away, and then we get that lead arm on that shoulder plane. And guess what, guys? We're coming down into a position where the great players are. The averages of movement, the PGA averages of movement, the closer we get to this type of swing, the better we hit the golf ball. Send your swing through to me on your mobile phone there. What are you waiting for? I'll get everybody moving in the right direction. So for 99% of the golfers out there, this position at the top makes ball striking so much easier. Now, you can see the professionals. See where that club head is pointing here. It's pointing over. See that club face pointing over his head. Now, depending for a lot of amateurs, if they're slicing the ball, or if they're still flipping a lot, or they're coming in steep, we strengthen some positions. There's just subtle variations here. Let's have a look how we can really feel this position now. Before I move you on to a downswing move, that's actually going to blow your mind how it makes moving through the ball just so much more effective. So guys, right, connected to your power source here, transferring the speed of the club to the speed of the body. Let's have a look at a drill here that really helps keep the lead shoulder down, get that lead arm on a perfect plane, a perfect position with your wrist alignments. And I'm telling you, this will automatically help your downswing and your delivery into the back of the ball. Get into the position, put the right hand in front of the left, ensuring that we have some angle in that trail hand. You'll probably see some creases on the back of the skin here. Now what we're going to do is keep the left shoulder under the chin, under the mouth, and we're going to draw back with some right leg extension. Okay. What this will do is it will help you pin some of your arm against your chest, but it'll assure you that you've got great angle in that trail wrist. And then you've got your golf club, and then you get that, just gather that same feel, that sensation that you had, and that's going to put you in a position when that trail wrist is good, the lead shoulder's down, we've got the right leg extending back, all of a sudden we've got some room, and we're bringing this club into a position. It's a no-brainer. Right, let's get further on into the video and start to understand the through swing feels and moves to hit the ball more effectively. Now, a lot of people out there think that professional golfers are all swinging the club differently, but in fact, it's not true. What we're seeing is these major moves, these macro moves in the swing, that they're very, very similar to one another. And this is where the amateurs are getting it wrong, unfortunately. So when you get the correct position at the top of your swing, there's a really interesting area in your swing here. When you get the correct positioning at the top of your swing, there's one move through the golf ball that's really going to help you turn and tilt and clear and move through the golf ball effectively. Now, obviously some of these numbers, they're down quite low, and these professional golfers are very flexible. But we can all improve, and we don't need to get into the high 50s or the 60-degree areas that we're seeing a lot of people. So let's now look at a feel, how we can move ourselves more effectively through the golf ball, which is going to help you turn, tilt, and really help us freewheel the club through the ball. So guys, right, let's talk about feel through the golf ball here. And one of the things we're seeing a lot, unfortunately, with a lot of the club players is they're not able, because of their club face position, they're not able to create enough side bend here through the golf ball and neck tilt. Now we want this left pec to really feel like it's working up high and behind us, but if you've got the club face coming down and it's a little open, if you've got weak wrist alignments, if you cock your wrist too much and this goes into extension, the only way you're really going to square up this club face, and we see it a lot with people, is to turn too level through the golf ball. And we're seeing this come up high, this come out, and this right. So we're not getting enough side bend. And when people do create the side bend, then they hit it out to the right. Right, they're pushing the ball. You got to get your wrist alignments first. This is why this is this last part of the video here. Once we get the wrist alignments nice and we bring the club down into that nice position where the club face is down, we can turn more on the side. So you've got water dripping out of your right ear. You've got the left side of your chest extending. You've got your thighs pushed together and we're tilted on the side. Now, this is a great move. One of the great moves in the swing, and I've talked about it before, is the left hand on the golf club here, and this left side starts to raise up. We see the right leg closing up this gap. getting your tilt, left hand, left knee, right hand, right hip, right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip, this pec here coming up and getting ourselves here to extend. It's like the Incredible Hulk bursting through the chains here with the chest up, keeping your neck on the side. Now there's not really enough looked at when we look at this move through the golf ball here. It's almost like we're reaching down for something here. We've got a curve in our ribs as we move through the golf ball. We've just seen so many of the world's best in this position, and over the years, the closer you get to it, you know, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. But you've got to get your wrist alignments and your backswing in a wonderful place. And this is some of the things that we're showing people on WorldClassGolf.com. Online lessons, guys, reach out to me. A wonderful way to move through the golf ball here, getting side bend and neck tilt and a high left pec into a balanced position. Get stuck into it. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the video.